everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rudi and thank you so much for being here. I haven't said that intro in a very long time. I'm really excited about today's video. I decided last week that I wanted to put up an Ask Me Anything question on my Instagram page, which I kind of didn't want to do because I was a little bit nervous that I wouldn't get any questions and that I would be embarrassed. But the opposite happened. I got so many questions and I basically said, like, literally ask me anything, personal, skincare, makeup, whatever it is that you may want to know about me or some of the knowledge that I have in those areas. And I feel like I wanted to do this on YouTube because the people that I connect with the most online and on YouTube especially are people that open up about their lives and kind of give you a peek behind the curtain as to why they may have these specific skin issues or why that they choose the products that they do. And I don't know, it just gives you a better view of their personality as a whole and their channel as a whole. So I'm really excited to answer some of these questions today. We have a few questions about my personal life, a few skincare questions, a few questions about being an influencer or creating content on the internet. If you are new here, welcome. As I said, my name is Rudi Berry and we talk about more than just me. On this channel, we also talk about skincare, makeup, beauty, mental health, and I would love to have you subscribe. So I've been addicted to wearing the Color Science Flex sunscreen, which I just talked about in my favorite sensitive skin sunscreens. That is all I'm wearing today with a little bit of the glow version kind of popped on as a highlight. So I'm feeling pretty glowy. I'm not going to go in with anything too additionally glowy, but I am going to use my classic Tarte Hydro Sealer Concealer to go in as my coverage. So I will say I got a lot of questions about if influencing or content creating. I really don't like to call myself a influencer. I don't know. I feel like there is negative connotation with that word and I totally get that. Like, I have been consuming content much longer than I have been creating it. So I truly see it from all perspectives and I never knew that I would be doing it in the capacity that I am. That being said, I do have a day job and I have had that job for a couple years and I work for a company called Eventbrite. So to backtrack, I went to school for music business. So my degree is in arts management from Indiana University. Go Hoosiers. Basically, it was a major in which you kind of decided which area of the arts that you wanted to work in and how you wanted to work in that business, not necessarily creating, but kind of being behind the scenes. And the music business just really called my name. I've always loved music. It's a huge part of my life. And my first few internships were in the music industry. I had an internship with Warner Brothers Records in LA during college, and I was just kind of setting myself up to either live in LA or somewhere in a big city that had a large entertainment industry. So my options were pretty much LA, Nashville, New York. And I had that internship in LA, as I mentioned, and I absolutely hated it. I did not hate LA, but I hated, I hate to say this, but I really hated the people and really did not enjoy my experience at that job. And so I was very thankful to have that opportunity when I did because it brought me to Nashville, where before this job, I worked as a concert promoter for the first 4.5 years of my life in Nashville. I left that job in September of 2019 and now I work at Eventbrite. So Eventbrite is a ticketing platform. You've probably used it and not even realized it. I'm gonna lightly set with the Kosas Cloud set on just a few areas of my face. You have probably used it without knowing it for like a small event or a marathon or something like that, but we also ticket music venues, so it is just a little bit of a lesser stress job than my previous role as a concert promoter, where I was doing literally everything. I was buying the show, I was helping with marketing, I was going on site, I was settling the shows. It was just too much. So yeah, I work at Eventbrite. I think I also got a question of being like, do they know about your channel? Are they in support of it? Yes, actually my intro video that you guys see like at the very top of my page was created by the team at Eventbrite. We actually have a like culture club, basically like our club where we just kind of celebrate our culture at Eventbrite, which is amazing, by the way. And they actually created that video when talking about women who have like a side hustle during Women's Appreciation Month. Yes, they know. Yes, they are in support of it. I love working there and I don't see myself leaving anytime soon. So I do both. I do this and I have my day job. All right, I'm gonna go in with the new e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I have mine in the shade Golden Days. I actually have a whole TikTok about this product that I can pop in if you kind of want to see a swatch, but I'm just going to kind of go in with this all over, and I'm using this ginormous brush that Tarte sent. It doesn't even have a name on it. I'm just going in and kind of taking it a few swipes at a time because it's so big. It literally applies your bronzer in like one swipe. All right, so the next question that I got a lot was about my husband, how I met him, and how he proposed. I met my husband in the summer of 2017, and I met him at a bar. I met him at a bar in Nashville, and it's kind of a funny story actually. So his name is Reed. He has appeared on my channel actually quite a few times. I'll link a few videos up above where you can see what he looks like, and he is the absolute best. He is all of the things that I wish I was, and he is my best friend in the entire world. He is in full support of my channel. He loves watching my videos, and he is truly my biggest fan. So yeah, we met at a bar. And I was on the diet, or it's not a diet, but I was on Whole30 at the time, which is a program that you go on that cuts out specific food groups and then you add them back in to see kind of like what your body is not a fan of. And that's how I found out that I was also lactose intolerant. I knew I was celiac at the time, but I didn't know that I was also lactose intolerant. So when I met him on Whole30, you're also completely sober. You don't drink for an entire month. I was at a bar because my friend was in town and we wanted to go out, and he was also out. He was out and very drunk when I met him, and for some ungodly reason I decided to give him my number, and we have not stopped talking since then. Since the day we met, we have been attached at the hip, and we started dating a few weeks later. I don't know if anyone else is like this. I have this like little portion of skin right here where pigment like doesn't stick to it. How weird is that? I have to like go in with a tiny brush sometimes and like fill it in. So yeah, we started dating literally 2 weeks later and fell in love very, very quickly. We got engaged in May of 2019. So we were dating for like almost 2 years at that point. And that kind of leads me into my next question that I got, which was how close I am to my Croatian family and culture. I mentioned a few times that I got engaged in Croatia, and I can show you a picture of us. That was in Split. So my mom's family is Croatian. My grandfather, who I was named after, his name is Rudolph, was born in Croatia on a small island called Kirk. And my mom and I always kind of knew about Croatia and knew that's where we were from, but we never made the trip to go together. All of my family had come over when my grandfather was very, very young, so I don't have any existing, well, I'm sure I do have existing family there, but we don't know them. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of Sunkissed from Nude Sticks on the outer portion of my cheeks, and then I'm gonna go in with Rush Hour from Tower 28 on the apples. So anyways, my mom, myself, and my mom's boyfriend, who I basically consider like my dad, we went to Croatia together in 2018, and it was our first time going, and it was just the absolute most beautiful place I've ever been in my entire life. It made my mom and I feel so close to our heritage, and we feel like we really learned a lot about our family and, you know, the way we look and the way we act. And my mom knows more about it than I do, but it was just the most beautiful and most fun place ever. And so we kind of got addicted to it, and we want to go back all the time. In fact, my mom may actually be moving there for a couple months. Once she retires, it's just the best. It feels like going home, basically. So we decided to plan another trip in 2019, which is when my husband came with us. And that was so fun because he had never really traveled internationally before, and I was hoping that he was going to propose while we were on that trip because it was like so meaningful to me, and my mom and I are very close. I don't really talk to my father very much, so it was just really meaningful to have both my mom and her boyfriend and Reed there with me. So of course I was hoping that it would happen, and he kind of led me astray and was like, it's not happening on this trip, so just like forget about it, basically. And I was like, well, damn, okay. And of course he was absolutely lying, and we got engaged 4 days into the trip, which is actually very funny because he wanted to ask me in Dubrovnik, which is like probably the most famous city in Croatia. It's beautiful. It's King's Landing if you have seen Game of Thrones. We were gonna go up and walk the walls, which are like these beautiful walls that were built around the city to protect it. Like, I mean, it's years and years and years and years ago. And of course I got diarrhea because I was given gluten at our breakfast restaurant. And so I was like, you just go ahead with my mom's boyfriend and I'm gonna stay back with my mom. And he had the ring in his pocket the entire time, and I was having diarrhea. So then 2 days later, he was like, I have to pop the question. If I don't, I'm literally never gonna get the chance to. So he asked me in Split on our way to dinner. And it's really funny because, side note, I'm going in with the Jelly Pop Glow Stick from e.l.f. This is super cheap. This was also in my favorites video last month. I remember like I had packed a specific outfit that I wanted to wear if we were gonna get engaged, and when he told me that it wasn't gonna happen, I kind of like just put it in the back of my mind and didn't even think about wearing it. So the day that we got engaged, I was wearing all black, like black leather jacket, black sandals, a black backpack, and black shoes. And he said something to me like, do you want to change like before we go to dinner? And I was like very sassy and was like,
what's wrong with this outfit, huh? What's wrong with this outfit?
And of course he was like trying to help me out, but of course I was being very sassy. So our engagement photos, I am wearing all black. So yeah, that's how we met, and we have a strange love story. We were supposed to get married in May of 2020. I think I have a video or like a story time about our pandemic wedding. We didn't end up getting married in a wedding. We had an elopement, just the two of us, so I can link that up above. But we are going into my next question, which is, what's your wedding vibe? We are having a wedding, which is going to be sort of a vow renewal in the late fall of this year. And honestly, guys, it has been one of the most stressful experiences of my life. I think I'm gonna just take a matte eyeshadow from the Tarte Lit and Bloom. This is the shade Smarty Pants. I never realized this smells like chocolate. And I'm just gonna buff that literally pretty much all over my eyeball. So yeah, we do have a wedding planned for October. And I have had 2 dresses in that time, which if you are new to my channel, I do have a video about wedding dress shopping and going through all the dresses that I didn't buy, and it's really fun. Like, I loved making that video, so if you are interested to see kind of like my style, I can link that up above. It's just been really hard because this has lasted for 2.5 years of me feeling like I have to keep my body in a certain shape and trying to remember everything. I mean, we've literally had people on our wedding, like, invitation list pass away since we've been planning the wedding. Like, it's not a fun thing to have this go on and on and on the way that it has. At a certain point, it goes from being fun to just being straight up stressful. And that's kind of where we're at. In fact, with our secondary save the dates, I made Reed do all of the work because I was at my wit's end. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. We're already married. We were locked into the wedding date and venue that we had, so we really didn't have a choice, but it's just, it sucks. It really sucks that it's gone down the way that it has, and I don't mean to complain because I know that a lot of people have had it much worse than us, and the fact that all we had to do is reschedule our wedding is like literally the least of a lot of people's worries, but it's just a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of patience that I've put into this, and to be honest, I'm just kind of ready for it to be over. So this is a highlighter from Tarte in the shade Exposed Highlight, and I've been using this as my inner corner shade, and it is absolutely crazy bright. I love it. I'm not usually a powder highlighter type of person, but this really opens up your eyes, and I just have been addicted to using it as my inner corner. I still am thinking about, so I'm doing my own makeup for my wedding and I need to do a trial of what my makeup is gonna look like, and I'm still kind of deciding that because it is a vow renewal and we're already married. A part of me is like, just do your makeup how you normally would, but have it be more long wearing, and I think that's what I'm gonna do because I just wanna look like myself. I'm already gonna be in this like big dress and kind of, you know, everything is gonna be fancy, so I kind of just want my makeup to look very me and natural, but maybe with like some lashes or, you know, long wearing crap. So I will probably do a trial in a YouTube video. I have been using this Tula eye brightener on my actual waterline because I saw this on TikTok and I'm addicted to the way that it looks. It looks so pretty. It just like brightens everything up instead of wearing a white under there. You know, I know that was a trend for quite some time. I just think it looks so much better with like a little brightness. Also, I feel like I need to actually set some of these under eye wrinkles. So to answer the question, my wedding vibe is casual. It is a planned spring wedding that's now happening in the fall. So I don't really have a vibe. I'm not very good at that stuff. I've never been really good at decorating. I've never really been good at like that sort of feminine thing. So I don't really know what it's gonna be. I basically just told our planner and our like people at the venue that I just want to show up and they need to just walk me where I need to go and for me to have fun. So that's really the vibe. I'm gonna lift up my lashes with the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. I'm trying to go through this mini. The next question that I got that was juicy is, have you gotten any Botox or fillers and would you consider it? So I have not gotten any work done. The only thing that I use for anti-aging is my tretinoin. However, I have absolutely nothing against it. I think absolutely do you, and I probably will get Botox eventually, probably once I get in my 30s, to help with some of these very emotive lines that I have on my forehead. I'm a very emotive person and I would like those to not set in, even though I know tretinoin is helping with that. I think Botox could really just kind of set that in stone, if you will. So I will eventually. I have not, which is funny because I think people love to assume that I have, and I have no qualms with that, like nothing against it, and I don't feel better than thou for having not gotten it, but I'm also not gonna lie and say that I haven't. And I think it's also because this eyebrow, like look at this, it raises up like that all the time. Like I cannot control it. It's just like always going up, and I can't raise this eyebrow, so like this side of my face always looks like I have like had gotten a facelift, and this side is always like drooping. So I think that might have to do with it as well. People are very, very mean on TikTok and have made quite a few comments about how they think I've had whatever done to my face, and I just simply have not. But if I do, you will absolutely be the first to know. And as of now, I have no intention of getting filler because I actually like the shape of my face. I like the shape of my lips. I think that they're full enough, and I have very petite features, so I just think that adding any more would just look a little unnatural on me personally. So let's talk a little bit about like influencer culture and like those type of questions that I got. One of them was, do you ever get overwhelmed with stuff and what is your storage situation? So I'll have to take you on kind of a tour of my collection, but I've always had a large makeup collection. I'm going in with the NYX, the brow glue for my eyebrows. I have always had a large makeup collection. It's just who I am. I love makeup, and I would say 90% of what I own is purchased. I've been very lucky to receive PR, but I'll be honest with you, and I've said this before in a video, PR means pretty much nothing to me. It's nice to be able to try things out before they launch or to be able to have backups of products that I like. But to me, I am in a situation where I feel comfortable enough to purchase what I want. And so if I'm not getting something from a brand, I will just buy it myself. As I mentioned, I have a day job outside of this. And so it allows me to be very picky and particular about the brands that I work with and the products that I receive. And if someone wants to send me something, I will straight up investigate the ingredients and the brand before I say yes. So like if a brand wants to send me something undisclosed, it depends on the brand, but for the most part, I'm gonna have to say like I have very sensitive skin. I don't like essential oils and I'm on an acne medication. If that kind of doesn't fit into this situation, just don't bother sending it. So there are a lot of things that I just don't accept. And also I do giveaways. I've done very large giveaways on this channel. I give things to friends and family. I donate things. I don't like having an overly large collection that is like busting at the seams. To me, that's just like too stressful. I want to use what I have and it causes me mental instability to have so much stuff. So honestly, I have like my vanity and this little storage cabinet right here, but that's it. And I never really want my collection to get so out of control that I need an entire room for it. So that's my answer to that. Another question relating to content creation is tips and tricks for getting brand collaborations. Also, I really can't decide what kind of lip color I want to go in with. I kind of want to do the Fenty Heat, but I mean, these are basically the same color. I think, and also I'm addicted to this, like this color right now is just really it for me. I think I'm gonna go in with the Sheer Slick. This is in the shade Wild Peach. It's from e.l.f. It's like $2 or $3. So I didn't start getting brand collaborations until just a few months ago, and I'll be honest with you, I have been reached out to by almost all of those brands, which has been incredibly awesome. Oh my gosh, it's a little much. I think I might have put on too much. Okay, that's better. I blotted a little bit off. Honestly, I might put the Gloss Bomb Heat on top. Give it a little glossy look. I think that the reason that I have had success with the collaborations that I've had is because, so for example, you guys know I've collaborated with Hero Cosmetics, La Roche-Posay, Beekman 1802. These are companies that I align with and that my audience knows that I truly use and align with. So one of the things that I always say is that I won't really accept a sponsorship unless I have already talked about the brand or the product organically on my channel so that my audience knows that they can trust my recommendations, because it is true. And I hate that I would have to prove that, but that's just the way it is. Like, I never, ever, ever want to push product on people, especially product that I myself don't personally use. And that's sort of the content creator that I've decided to be. Like, some people, their entire page is about recommending products for different skin types and recommending products for different types of people. I have just decided to be a page that simply recommends products for people who are like me, because that is all I can do, is test products that might work for me and my skin and sort of be that person for the sensitive skin community. And that's the route that I've decided to go. So all of my collaborations that I have gotten have been completely organic because I already use the brand, or they know that I have that trust with my audience, whether it be here or on TikTok, that they know I actually use those products in that brand. So it makes it more of a seamless opportunity that makes sense for both of us. I think being authentic online is by far the best thing that you can do to get the attention of brands. Be yourself, stick to yourself, and don't let that waver for anyone. And honestly, I can make an entire other video about that. My lips are starting to tingle. I wanted to say also the Fenty Gloss Bomb Heat. It doesn't super plump, but it does add sort of a heat effect. It feels kind of like you ate spicy food. It's how I would explain it, but I really, really like it. I've been using it like every single day. If you want more videos on like content creation, kind of how I got into that, let me know. I'd be happy to make one. I can already tell this video is getting very, very long, so I think I'm just gonna answer one more. It's actually from my friend Kevin, and the question was, do you see Nashville as your forever home? And I do, yes. I think that my husband and I have built a beautiful life here, and I plan on staying forever, no matter what happens with my channel or my life. Also, his business is here, and it's kind of reliant on being here because his clients are here. So I've just found such a great home here. Okay, here's our finished look. Very classic. It's a bronzy pink lip, brown eye. I pretty much do this every single day. I will say I am about to try out these Pseudo Lab fake freckles that you like flick onto yourself. I'm about to do it on TikTok, so if you're interested in that, go follow me on my TikTok. It's at Rudi Berry. Again, if you have questions for my next Q&A, you can leave them in the comments down below, or if it's a super simple question, I can just answer it one off. Love connecting with you guys. We have a lot of fun makeup content coming up I'm really excited about, so I will see you in the next video. Bye!